Yes, the numbers game brings the results every time. Um, in finances, dealing with females, and yeah, this is a little bit more geared towards men, but even women watching this video can, use this to, use this to their advantage as well, because it's really the same for both genders. But I probably might have, it might turn out that I'll have more of a male audience. That's what I'm anticipating, because of the nature of the content. But it's really for everybody as well. But like, you have to play the game. You can't like, you can't complain and say, "Oh, why don't I have certain things in my life? Why isn't my life going a certain way? Why can't I curate my life to be the way that I want it to be?" Well, why can't my life be the life of that in my be the life of that in my dreams? And it's really because you don't want it bad enough. It's really because you're not out willing to go out there into the trenches in the field and get to stepping. You don't want to be a warrior, soldier. You don't want to be a provider and protector. You want to be provided and protected for, actually. And I was like that. I was the same way. Um, but it was unnatural for me in the sense that, like, naturally, I'm actually more of like the provide and protecting type, but only for the people I care about. And it's not a lot of people. Even some people in my family I don't talk to. It is what it is. I have a strained relationship. A lot of them I won't ever get to know because they're just on a different frequency or like wavelength than me. I value them because they share the same blood as me. And I think that goes a long way. If I ever needed a transfusion due to like some surgery or something, then I could hit them up and I could keep I could stay alive, you know? But that's kind of the value I see in some of them because I don't speak to my whole family. I haven't met my whole family. There's a lot I haven't met, especially on my dad's side. Um, so and I got a lot of siblings. I can't help that. I wasn't out here doing the mad thing or doing the madness and creating babies, and I don't have any kids right now. So um, hey, I was just a kid a few years ago. So what do I know? But I am starting to realize a few things. And as I said, the numbers game is it's everything. Like, not in every single aspect of life, but like the more numbers you can see in most of the aspects of life, I believe that that's going to help you. It's a positive, it's a benefit to you. And that's what I'm focused on. I don't I don't base my whole life on it. I set myself up in a way where, okay, where I have the ability to see a large return over time, but I'm not clowning myself. I'm not hoeing myself out on the internet. I'm not begging people to donate to my live streams. I'm not putting face paint on and becoming this clown that is willing to dance and twerk for the people. I'm not about that, you know. Um, you know, I'm not an Aisho Speed. I'm not a Kai Cenat. No disrespect to those guys and their craft. Like, at the end of the day, I still take major inspiration from them. But my personality and the way I view myself is different. The kind of image I want to put out there it's different. And I value image a lot, and even over like money and stuff like that to a degree. So it's like, um, you know, um, in their eyes, I might be seen as a peasant, but in my eyes, I'm a king because I control the narrative. So it's all about perspective. But you got to make sure that you can try and get your finances in point, during this life, this very short life that you have, But you got to do it in a way where it's enjoyable because it's so short. You don't want to be doing something that feels like it's like making your life longer and it's harder because you just trapped into it, and now you can't, you've made money doing a certain something in a in a genre or in a specific industry, and you got a fan base in a specific industry, a genre of content, and but if you was to try and switch the content, that you would lose a lot of that initial audience that you have. And that's why with the content I'm doing now, I can see myself doing what I'm doing for the next 10 years. You know, I can see the woman that I'm with right now for the next 10 years still being with me the next 10 years. I can see this content that I'm doing right now still something that I'm doing within the next 10 years. And maybe, you know, because I had a lot of dreams and a lot of, you know, in my youth, I think very different now compared to the way I thought, like growing up, you know, being exposed to Hollywood and just like, oh, Hollywood lifestyle is the dream lifestyle. Like it was. And when I was a kid, that's all I consumed. That's all I was exposed to. So I was like, yo, like, I'm from the trenches. I'm broke. Like, I'm from a place called Soulgrave, you know, where people, where dreams die before they're born. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally like, it, it doesn't really get worse than that. You know what I'm saying? Like, apart, like, just, you know what I mean, really small box houses, like just, you know, all the houses attached across one strip of like a street. And yeah, not nice, not a nice area, you know what I'm saying? um it gets you know, it gets muddy around them sides, but you know, I'm not there anymore. Managed to move to a bit of a, like a better area. And in fact, you know, I'm in Scotland. I'm not in England um anymore, which is, you know, where my upbringing took place. But um it's like, yeah, like this life is a numbers game. I mean, the small town where I'm from, even like take the how do I put it, population of the town. I was raised in Sunderland, so I don't know, it's a small population. I don't even know if there are, I don't I'm I haven't checked in a while, but I don't even know if there are a million residents. I think there are less, right? And I mean, I'm here in Glasgow, Scotland, and there are over a million residents here, you know, just in this city alone. So it's like, you know, I'm exposed to more people, you know what I mean? And that's just better in the sense it's like, you know, it could help to increase my social currency over time, you know, with the things that I'm doing over here, you know. And it's more likely that because I'm in, you know, around more people, that I'll come across a more higher quality type of person as well, with better habits and all of that. My nose is really itchy. This is like my, I don't know, seventh or eighth video I'm recording today, so I'm getting kind of a bit flustered. The weather's getting hotter here. I think it's going to be a really hot summer in the UK. I think we might get I don't know what the predictions are for the summer. I haven't actually had an official look, but the way, because it's been hot since like it's low key been hot since like February, honestly. Like that's when I first felt the heat starting to kick in. I'm like, yo, this is gonna be a hot summer. Like this, I feel like we might be in for a heat wave, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure. We might get up to 30 degree, even in here in Scotland. In London, it's normal, but in Scotland, we might actually get up to like 25, 30 degrees. Might be crazy. But the numbers game matters, man, and it matters because it's the way us humans have like communicated. We've placed importance on the numbers. So now you can't take the importance away. As an individual, you could take the importance away from yourself, but then you will, guess what? Then you just won't be a factor. You won't be a factor in life. And that's the way life works, at least for right now. It's been working like that for the past 25 years. And as you notice, year after year that goes by, especially after the pandemic, which is expediting the process of people like, you know, being stuck on their phones and trying to build a life from themselves or from their cell phone. You know, that stuff is, it's becoming more and more like accessible but more rampant like every single year. And it's like, it's the new meta, you know. Like, I ain't Mark Zuckerberg, but it's the new meta. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna fight against the mob? You as one individual, you're gonna go against the grain? You're gonna the fight is against yourself, man. It's against your own lazy nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not against like um now there are certainly certain people in certain spaces that we don't get to see and we probably never see in our lifetimes that have influence over our lives. Um if you're intuitive, you would know that. But other than that, man, if a certain someone has set up a game for you to play and for the world to play, you know, everyone's an actor because this world's a stage. You know what I mean? Like, then you just got to act to the best of your ability, man. You just got to do what you need to do. Like, it was a point in time I was like, yo, man, I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be. I don't want to. I don't need that much money. I just want to move out to a farm with my wife and kids and stuff like that. And it's like I'm still developing my my frame of reality because I'm still kind of young. So, but like as it's been in development, I've noticed a few things kind of change in like my thinking pattern, and I'm just here to express that. Like it truly is a numbers game, bruh. It's been a numbers game, and you better accept it, man, because you're gonna get crushed. If it's you're gonna get crushed. You already are getting crushed. I'm getting crushed, but I'm just not giving up because maybe I can be that bastard that like somehow, some way, just you know what I mean, just change my life, you know, and then in turn to change the trajectory of my family's life. Like again, not everyone in my family is gonna benefit from me being successful and whatnot, but I don't really care too much. I think my future family is far more important than even my current family, you know, because I mean my current family, if anything, they put me into hardship, you know. Like I love them, I love my parents, as I said, but I even explained this in the previous video. Like, why are you gonna have a kid just to have a kid? I don't understand that, bro. Like we got a human imperative, and again, I think more for women, like for the ladies, I understand because they kind of have like, you know, they got their window of fertility. Even us as guys, right? Because I was, you know, our stuff isn't as potent as we, the more we age. That's for all human beings, period. But I think for the ladies, they feel an internal sense of, like that's yeah, like I have to fulfill this before I go, and I get it. But as a guy, you don't really have that, bro. You don't really have that. Like, bro, if you feel like, man, I need to grind because I'm not where I need to be, it doesn't matter if you're younger or older listening to this, then do that. Do that because that stuff for you, that stuff is not really, it's not really going anywhere. But I'll be honest though, the quicker you figure out the game, the play, you know, the quicker you're going to get onto it. Like, it's much hard. Like, let's just be honest. It is far harder to find a wife and a suitable one at that, like, given all the requirements and preferences that you may have at 50 years old as a man than at 20 years old. So for me, I feel kind of fortunate and I'm just trying to push on because it's like a lot of women at that point, they got kids, they got, you know what I mean? They can't have kids, so for me, I'm in a decent position. I just thank God that I got some time really. So yeah, I just wanted to share like everything is a numbers game, man. Get in the game. No EA.